Hi, hello, namaste, adab. This is Avinash Brahmadevara. I am a qualified chartered accountant, company secretary, and a cost accountant. I'm a world record holder for being India's youngest triple qualified postgraduate professional to have done my CA, CS, and CMA along with my MCom. I have been bestowed with the title Commerce Guru. I am the founder chairman of Avinash Group of Institutions in Hyderabad, and many of you who know me might have seen me on bus advertisements, hoardings, and on television. Prior to becoming an entrepreneur, I have worked for close to a decade in the corporate world in various capacities and rose to the level of CFO and CS of a limited company. At the outset, let me congratulate Kamyab team for initiating this wonderful podcast series to understand the journey of a chartered accountant as to where it all begins, what are the hardships and struggles faced during the journey, and also life after becoming a CA. I am sure these series of podcasts from various successful CAs are going to be a great source of inspiration to the future chartered accountants, which not only strengthens the belief that each successful CA goes through a similar journey and he or she is no exception to witness such hardships. Well, to begin my story, it started off when I was 15 years old and I gave my 10th class examinations. I am sure most of you would get connected with my story as it is a story of the boy next door. Kahani Gar Gar Ki times. I come from a middle class family background and it was not that easy for my father to feed a family of 5 members. And to add to it, I was not too serious about my studies and I was like a happy-go-lucky person and dreamt of having great things in life without putting the necessary hard work. Considering the financial hardship of a family, my father wanted me to write Railway Recruitment Board entrance examination for the post of ticket collector in railways. To my surprise, I was successful in clearing the entrance examination and I was heading to Hyderabad for a formal interview for final confirmation of seat. Everything was going well up to this point. But that night, with the train journey incident, my life has changed altogether. When one of the co-passengers asked my father as to why he was pushing me into ticket collector post in railways, despite my father being himself a mathematics and science teacher. My father immediately replied to the passenger that he had no hopes on me that I would take my life seriously and instead of wasting time, it would be better if he gets a job. That is when I realized that my father was not wanting me to write RRB examination for helping the family, but in fact, he hasn't had a great opinion on me and my competencies. I feel fortunate that I have not been able to join railways at that point in time in 1995, despite having all the relevant merit, because I would have had this opportunity of narrating this podcast today to all of you as a successful CA. That one night train journey incident has made me realize all the mistakes I have been doing all these years, and at that spur of the moment made me dream improbably big at the age of 15 to become one of the youngest triple qualified postgraduate professionals in the country. After that incident, I have set my vision clear. I have taken up my MEC as a career choice and then started the journey towards achieving professional qualifications. Doing all 3 professional courses along with the regular education of MEC, BCom and MCom was not quite easy as everyone would accept. Also, as a happy-go-lucky person, I always wanted to thoroughly enjoy my student life and just did not want to compromise on creating those wonderful memories as a college student. So to achieve both my aspects of enjoying student life as well as to achieve my vision of being a triple qualified, I had to meticulously plan everything in advance and balance my time towards studies and enjoyment. My typical study hours were from morning 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Yes, you have heard it right. I repeat, it's from morning 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. 6 solid hours of study without any disturbance. After that, I used to get ready to college and enjoy college life from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., I used to do part-time jobs to support my family. I used to hit the bed sharp at 9 p.m. and used to wake up at 2 a.m. Of course, one advantage our generation had was that there were no disturbances at that point in time with mobile phones, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, PUBG, Instagram, etc., unlike the current young generation has. Now let me try addressing the common queries many of us CA students have in their minds. Firstly, many students wonder if the number of attempts really matter for achieving CA qualification. Honestly, my answer would be no from an employment perspective and yes from a student's perspective. The sooner you qualify, the better it is for you to begin your professional career. However, once you qualify, accepting in the first interviews, no employer would be really bothered about your number of attempts. After the first job, your experience and knowledge plays an important role. Having said that, one has to bear in mind that instead of writing repeated attempts with half preparation, it is better to skip an attempt and give one best shot with 100% effort and preparation. Technically, you might have lost one attempt by not writing the examination, but psychologically, your morale would be high because you know to yourself that you are not a failure as you haven't given your exam. Your morale generally keeps going down on every attempt that you fail without 100% effort and preparation. Second thing that generally comes to many students' minds is, would it be okay to miss the study plans or targets? I will tell you my example. Despite setting a good routine timetable, there were many a time I have failed to stick onto the timetable, and it's a fact that there will be times that you will feel dejected, disappointed, demotivated, and wonder as to why is it that I'm struggling or putting in so much of hard work when all my other friends are enjoying their time happily with no such obligations. But that was the time when I used to answer myself saying that I'm doing this for the next few days, few months, few years, so that my next 25 to 30 years of career is assured to me. Especially in CA, we have one biggest advantage. You write your foundation exam and take a break technically for 12 months to write your CA inter exam, and then technically a break for 2.5 years for writing your CA final exam. So if you break it down into pieces, each of your effort is technically for few months and not entire 4 to 5 years of effort. When you study continuously for hours, it is but obvious that there will be fatigue. Whenever you feel exhausted, you can do some activity of your choice. If music is a relaxation to you, you can listen to that, or spend time with your family, or watch a comedy scene, or watch a movie, and then come back to your studies. Anything that gives you motivation is a welcome step whenever you are feeling down. Personally, whenever I felt demotivated, I used to keep aside my study chair and pick up my Walkman and listen to my favorite song and kept motivating myself. If I may be allowed to recollect and quote here, I always used to listen to my favorite song, Look at My Face in the Mirror from Pawan Kalyan's Tamudu movie. I am sure there would be many diehard fans of Pawan Kalyan listening to this podcast as well. Secondly, I used to see at a handwritten visiting card which I've prepared for myself mentioning my name and qualification as B. Avinash, BCom, CA, CS and CMA, and I've pasted it on the wall wherever I have studied. Apart from this, I used to maintain a diary to note down the progress. I have made each day to check if I was on track with my schedules. I used 3 different color pens to write my diary. When everything goes as per schedule, I used to write with blue pen, and when I partially follow the schedule, I used to write with a green pen, and when it was a day that was completely wasted, I used to write with a red pen. Trust me, if you are habituated to writing daily progress in your diary with 3 different colors, and the moment you see 2 or 3 times red color, you would try coming back onto track immediately and cover up the portion that you have missed as per your schedules. Another question that generally runs in the mind of many students: is there any standard study plan which suits all the students? To be honest, it's no. You have to understand yourself better. Your strengths, your weaknesses has to be understood to draw a study plan. You may give more attempts, more time to subjects that you are weak at, and also less time to subjects that you are strong at. Your study timings can also be designed as per your strengths. Studying late in the night may be someone's strength. Studying early in the morning may be my strength. So it all depends on each individual strengths and weaknesses. I can say that one plan does not fit all, while you may have few commonalities as to the preparation procedure and presentation. I used to prepare GIS, charts, short notes, summaries to do a quick recap of the topics studied. Especially in professional courses, we should realize that nothing is important or unimportant. Every letter, every word, every sentence, every paragraph is important. Once there is perfect planning, perfect preparation, the last aspect would be the presentation in the examination. Within the limited time frame of 3 hours, you have to give the best shot and impress the evaluator. You may first answer the questions that you know the best and write the later in the last. However, always have it in your mind not to leave any question unattempted. Keeping the time in mind, showcase your knowledge through charts, diagrams, pictures as much as possible to impress the evaluator. I suggest using at least 2 color pens to highlight wherever required to draw the attention of the evaluator. Don't highlight things that you do not know and showcase your lacuna in that specific topic. Also, one more important query in CA student journey is about articleship. Is it advisable to do an articleship or take a dummy and then learn things after achieving qualification? Is the predominant question which goes in the mind of many CA students. I would suggest to do a regular articleship as it helps you gain practical exposure to all aspects pertaining to accounting, taxation, auditing, which will also help for your CA final preparation examination. However, one thing you have to bear in mind is that your planning, preparation should alter according to the work timings. Most importantly, you have to stretch even more to achieve multiple qualifications while pursuing articleship. With the standard set and the above adopted procedures, I have completed all my 3 professional courses in first attempts with 4 All India ranks, 1 state rank and 2 gold medals in my academic qualifications. I have secured All India first rank in costing paper in 2004. I have secured All India 8th rank in ICWA Intermediate Examination 2004. I have secured All India 8th rank in ICWA Final Examination in 2005. I have got a gold medal in Compulsory Final Examination 2004. I was a university ranker in Usman University 2004. I was a university first ranker in Andhra University BCom in 2002. And I was also a state ranker, Pratibha Awardee in Intermediate Education, Andhra Pradesh 97-99 batch. Once you have qualified, the same old world seems all new to you. You are no more a CA student and you are the chartered accountant who you have been dreaming for. After having put in so much of hard work, it is time for you to enjoy the pride and prestige one gets through being called a chartered accountant. I suggest all the youngsters to stick on to the ethical practices and explore wonderful career opportunities in the corporate world as a chartered accountant. You may work for a couple of years and then set up your own practice, exploring niche areas should you be interested in setting up your own firm at a later point in time. Last piece of advice who are unable to clear despite putting in the needed efforts. If you really fail continuously for 2 to 3 attempts after giving your 100% effort, I suggest you not to panic and start believing in the fact that life very much exists beyond CA. And there are multiple career opportunities that one can pursue, like company secretary, CMA or ACCA or CMA or even MBA to make a career. Wishing you all good luck. This is CA, CS and CMA Avinash Brahmadevara, your commerce guru signing off. Best wishes. Thank you.